Hello, my name is Eloy Sherlock. I'm the composer of the Genesis musical, information down there below. Today I want to talk to you about something that I really love, and that's music. Specifically, I want to talk about string samples, and the library that I use more often than not is the VSL string library. Why? Because it has so much to offer, but at the same time, it also makes it so it's a bit complicated. So I want to share with you some things that I've learned over time that I believe that if you apply them, it's going to make your mock-ups sound even better. So let's go through the first example, and then after that, then we'll go ahead and we'll dissect it. Okay, here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, a lot going on here. I've started off with the string orchestral library using the staccato longs. Then some shorts are added, but notice that the delay is now up. And then I added within the same cell some more staccatos, and that delay is even higher. Why? Well, just like in a real orchestra, you have humans, and so not everybody's playing at the same time. So you're able to replicate that in the software. Also, at the same time, when you're looking at the VSL library, just don't say, well, I've got the Synchron strings, I've got the Dimension strings, I've got the orchestra, and so forth. No, think of them as one library that you're able to mix and match together. By doing that, you're really able to make a sound that's incredible, just incredible. Also at the same time, I've added here on my slot crossfade some détaché longs and some repetitions, which is being controlled through the slot crossfade with my foot. This allows me to accentuate when I'm playing the melody below the staccatos. So let's take a listen to that one more time. And staccatos are playing mainly. Now over here, I'm going to start adding through my slot crossfade. There we go. Allows that melody to really shine. Gas. We all get it. Gear acquisition syndrome. You hear another samples library, sample developers library, and you say, wow, that's terrific. You buy it, and then you buy some more, and you buy some more. Well, then you get it, and all of a sudden you start listening to it, and you say, well, I like the way that this sounds, but I don't like the workflow, or I don't like the way that the tails of the tails sound. So then I got one of these libraries, and when I got it, I really liked the way that the double basses sounded. They sounded really big. So I started saying to myself, how can I make what I have sound like that library? And when I started doing that, it actually made my sounds better because I would experiment and I realized I could make my library sound like those other libraries. It gave me more flexibility. So this example here is of some double basses being played. So let's take a listen to this. Big, I like that. All right, so on this particular one, we have our staccatos, and our staccatos, just like I had before, the delays are a little bit offset. But at the same time, notice that my octaves, just like in a real score, that many times the strings are playing in octaves. So I've gone ahead and I've emulated that. And that's what we see here. Let's take a listen to that one more time. And at the same time, don't be afraid to use the dynamics, the pre-recorded dynamics. It really makes your music come alive. Here we go. Beautiful. So then next, I said to myself, I liked this other library, the way that the sustains had sounded. How can I make what I have sound like that particular library? So let's listen to this example here. Beautiful. Now, on this one here, we have our sustains, but I've then added into there some legatos and some harmonics, more harmonics. And by adding these on to this library, it really brings these samples to life. At the same time, with the slot crossfade, I've added in some tremolos. That's controlled by my foot here through the slot crossfade. So let's take a listen to that one more time. Here we go here. Using some dynamics. Now it goes into the sustain. Tremolos are being added. Two things that are going to have your mock-ups sound better and that are truly a must when it comes to string libraries. Number one, expression. Whether you're using a foot pedal, you're using a modulation wheel, or you're using a breath controller, by adding in your expression, this really brings your string libraries to life. Why? Because the string libraries are when they're recorded, they have velocity layers. And when you're using these different forms of expression, it brings those library layers out. Really beautiful. Two, non-vibrato and vibrato. A real string player or a real orchestra, when they're playing, the string section is playing with vibrato, without vibrato. This, in combination with your expression, truly brings these samples, which are samples of real players. It brings these, and I always say this, to life. How can I bring my string library to life? Let's take a listen to these violins using both the expression and the vibrato. Here we go. Very pretty. Okay, whole bunch of different things going on. We have one cell here. And from that one cell, we're adding in our non-vibratos, some tremolos, some more non-vibratos, and some harmonics. Then, using the slot crossfade, we're putting in some vibratos, and some vibrato strong. Also, I want to make mention of this. If you're using Mirror Pro, take that second microphone and start moving it around the room. It makes a huge difference when you start moving it, and then you start changing the dB settings too. This really brings that room out. So let's take a listen to that one more time. I'm going to pull this guy back here, and let's go through this. Starting off, non-vibrato. Pulling that up. Notice my voice count. Constantly changing. Why? because it's going through all of these different samples. Vibrato's brought down. There it comes. Humanization being brought up. Okay, I have my strings set up: orchestra, chamber, solos, large, medium, small. And we're going to take the chamber string. I'm going to play just one note. I'm going to play just one note, and we're going to go from non-vibrato to vibrato, and we're going to mix in that expression. Just one note. There you go. Thank you for taking a listen. I know that if you take some of these ideas here and you add that to your mock-ups, they're going to make them sound so much better, because we all want our music to sound great. Leave any comments down below, and thank you once again for taking a listen. Have a great day, and practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. Take care.